Ivana Loudova was born in the 1940s. She died in 2017, so she had a relatively long life, but she was primarily based in Prague. And if you look at the geography of the Czech Republic, the two main centers are Prague and Brno. So Brno is the capital of Moravia, and Prague is the capital of Bohemia or Czech. And it's interesting, my area of my dissertation was on a Brno composer, Miloslav Istvan, who was writing in the 1960s and 70s. So there's a lot of interesting research if you look at what was happening in these two cultural centers during the communist regime. So Prague is famous for being slightly more conservative in its taste. If you think of its main composers, Smetana and Dvořák, and then Brno had Janáček, so he's slightly going into this Moravian and a little bit freer, exotic sort of way of thinking. So the wonderful thing about the Prague legacy is this rich, romantic, early Czech nationalist tradition. But the problem is during the communist times, most of the political pressure was centered in Prague, so they had a lot less room, wiggle room for experimenting with musical form and ideas like they were able to do in Brno, which kind of escaped the sight of the Czech government, as Moravia is kind of, over there, which is an unfortunate political thing, but it offers them a lot of musical and artistic freedom. So Loudová was at the very center, and being in Hamu, which is the main musical academy, so she was at the very height, the most elite level of the performing arts in Prague. She was operating under the strictest scrutiny and the strictest pressure to teach and create artists who would be following the communist ideals, following social realism, and following the type of music that was supposed to bring the country together in this sort of mass brotherhood and idealism. So her life was very strict in this way, and probably one reason why she was not known so much out of the country, because even though she was allowed to write and to teach, she was never in favor, and so her music wasn't chosen for publication and performance in the way that some of her colleagues who were a little bit more central in their writing was. But what is fascinating about her is none of this daunted her. So even though she had little access to sort of propagating her music, she still continued teaching and continued writing, and we have a wonderful list of music from her that hasn't been published yet, but is all available on her website. So it's available to anyone who's willing to do it, and it's a great experiment of mine. Every year I'm trying to give new composers to students, and Loudová has been one of the ones who has been sort of instantly loved by the students, partly because I think her use of color is so evocative. So as soon as see how she's using the instrument, it immediately has an effect on you. And this is one of my favorite things about her, and what I think is very unique is her color palette.